Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Parsley channel. I'm Tom, and just like Parsley, we get into a little bit of everything. So what are we going to get into today? So I figured it's early spring. It's a nice day out. Look, blue skies, cloudy, a little cloudy, but all the snow is pretty much melted. It's almost spring. Spring is March 21st, the vernal equinox. So I figured I'd give you a little tour of the old homestead and see what kind of projects I got going and what we're going to be doing, and I'll kind of jump in and out. Now that the weather's going to get a little warmer, we're going to do a little gardening, a little how-to, a little homesteading, a little, growing your own food, stuff like that. So let me turn you around. We'll try to do this in one take. We'll do a quickie tour around the gardens here. So let me turn you around. So here's my shed of everything. I got to eventually clean that out. So in here we got some roses, we got daffodils popping up right down over there. The roses I'm going to have to prune pretty soon. So this is still kind of winter, so I still got a lot of work I got to do. But here's some, instead of saying the word, I'll just say they're kitty willows. These are in the willow family, and these are the first to bloom here. So we've got roses in here, we've got daffodils, we've got some tulips growing in here. I've got irises that actually came from my mom's garden. These are purple irises. This is high bush cranberry back here. I've got a knockout rose back over there. And I've got some peonies, 3 peonies, but the one on the left over there, it grows, but it never really flowers. So I think it's a pink one. I got a white and a red peony over here. And then I haven't done it yet, but I got to put down some wildflower seeds down in here. And this high bush cranberry really is clumping up, so I need to separate that eventually. Over here, I had some native milkweed growing, so hopefully that comes up again and spreads. It didn't flower last year, but it did come up. This is a Taringo crabapple, which I don't know if it's native, so put down in the comments if you know if this is native. But this is a crabapple tree that I planted. It was only like this big a couple of years ago. So I got to get around the low-hanging branches. There's a lot of weedy stuff growing in here. I'm trying to replace a lot of native perennials in here. And this was another high bush cranberry, but I think it died. Here's a dumb invasive Norway maple that I've been meaning to chop down. Hopefully this year I'll get to it. Look, it's growing around the fence over there. This is a rhododendron over here, which is really pretty. And I have a little holly tree right down there. And this pine tree stump actually had mushrooms growing on it last year. Look, here's Miss Daisy. She came to say hi. Hi, Daisy. She came to see what we're doing. So that had some mushrooms growing on it. So that's slowly decomposing. Hey, you remember that joke? They dug up Beethoven and they looked in his casket. And they said, found him there erasing all of his music notes off and said, "Hey, Beethoven, what are you doing?" "I'm decomposing." So that's what that stump is doing. This was a mountain ash that unfortunately died. So I got to cut that stump out. There was some trillium that I had growing here, but it died. I got all this English ivy I got to rip out. It's just creeping under from my neighbor's fence, and it's just taking over, and I got to rip it all out. This is a dogwood. Half of it died, unfortunately, but this is still alive. You can see the buds are just getting swollen here, so this is the only limb that's still alive, so I got to chop that down. And then just a whole bunch of, I'm getting caught on the branch. All this ivy I got to rip out. I have some pawpaws that I got that just leafed out last year. I haven't gotten any fruit on it yet, so we'll see what happens. And I got a whole bunch of other crappy invasive stuff that I got to rip out. A butterfly bush I got to rip out. That's no good. This is the electric for the pool and the hot tub. This is a Russian olive that I've been cutting down, and it keeps growing back. So I got to rip out the root because this is an invasive also. And then behind it, I have a smoke tree. And this area here has just been a big mess. I got to rip everything out here. And this was the vegetable garden last year. I had potatoes growing in a grow bag over here, tomatoes, peppers. I got to rip all that out and clean everything out. This was the vegetable garden. I got to add more dirt here. Swiss chard is still growing. That's good. The beets are still growing. There's a carrot in here that I got to take out, but I got to fill this back up with dirt. This is another raised garden bed that I got to fill up with dirt. I was going to last year, but never got around to it. So this area here is the vegetable garden because this is south and it gets a lot of sun. And this whole area here, I got to clean up and rip everything out. So this is all stuff left over from the winter. Another Norway maple I got to chop down. This one's an oak. Unfortunately, I got to cut that down because I want to clear this whole area out. And there's the hot tub over there. The pool, need a new pool liner. Unfortunately, it ripped this year, so that's not good. Grass with some poop. I got to watch where I'm walking here because there was a lot of poop. This was a strawberry tower. These are from Dollar Tree, these nesting plants. I think some of these strawberries survived over the winter. These are I forget what it is. I'll put it down in the video here what kind of strawberries these are. These are not the trellising spreading strawberries. These are more for containers. I forget what they are. They're California something variety. I had a Marquette grape growing here, but it died. It succumbed to fungus. So I have a Suffolk Red Seedless growing here. That's I planted it last year. So last year was only this big. So now it's just about at the top of that fence. So I got to cut all that down. This is, what is this again? This is Edelweiss. This is Edelweiss grape. This is a yellow grape. I got to prune all these vines off because I got to train it to a top arm niffin system where it's got just spurs growing down. One year, we got so many grapes, I was able to make grape jelly, grape juice. I still have the grape juice in the freezer. I need to, I want to make a piment out of it. A piment is a mead, which is grape juice mixed with honey, fermented, and it's really good. I've had it before. I haven't made it before, but I've had it before, and it's really good. It's sweet, but it's good. So this is a massive job over here that I didn't do at the end of the season, which I should have done, but that's okay. This is all blackberries, thornless blackberries. You can see that there's no thorns here. This is a really good producer of blackberries. I don't know what variety it is, but it's good blackberries. These are raspberries. These are heritage, I believe, variety raspberries. Last year I had a whole bunch of bunnies around here and they kept eating raspberries, those bunnies. But this is going to be the second year of raspberries, so hopefully they will do well. This is what I just worked on today. I weeded this asparagus bed. I think these are either Martha Washington or Jersey Giant asparagus. I just planted them last year, so it's going to take a couple of years to get the harvest going. And then we have fig tree, fig tree, fig tree, fig tree, fig tree. So I started with one on the other side of the house and it wasn't doing well. So I moved them all over here. And my favorite is the green fig. So I made sure to try to find some varieties of green figs and purple over here. And then I have this is a Bartlett pear tree. I have a Bosch pear tree in the front, but this is, I got to get in here and prune this because it's supposed to be a dwarf and these are what I have to take off. But these spurs is what you want to leave because these spurs is what's going to produce the flower and produce the fruit this coming year. One year when I was really on top of it and I really did a good job pruning it, I got a lot of pears. And fun fact about pears, pears do not ripen on the tree. You have to pull them off the tree and then they ripen off the tree. So that's pears. So I have two. I have a Bartlett and a Bosch because they're not self-pollinating. They have to pollinate each other. And then this over here, this is just some climbing roses over a trellis. This is a cattle panel from Tractor Supply that I just kind of made into an arch to have the roses grow over, which is really cool. My poop shovel just blew over. I got to go clean that. And this area here has been a mess. I got to really get in here and rip everything out. I got some tulips growing in front. I have a native trumpet vine growing over here, not honeysuckle, but a native trumpet vine that the hummingbirds love. And I got to really clean everything out in here. I do have monkshood, which is growing over here, which blooms in the fall, and it's really pretty in this row here. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to put here. I think I just want to fill this up with native plants. And I think I have a gooseberry in here that I moved from the front, from here to the front to back here. So I think it's in here somewhere. And And that's pretty much the whole tour of the backyard homestead. In the front, I don't have any edibles in the front except that one Bosch pear tree. But I have a bunch of other native plants. But back here is mostly the ornamentals, the natives, and some of the vegetable. This is where the vegetable garden is. So we'll check back in a couple of months, maybe a month or so, and see how things are progressing. And hopefully the projects that I said I wanted to do, I'll actually do. And that was just a quick tour. So I want to thank you for coming along on the tour. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on all the socials. And link in the bio if you come in here from the socials are going to be up, down somewhere. Okay, see you on the next video.